Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to Life on the Wrist. Hope you guys are doing well today. I thought I would talk about the best first watch you can buy as a collector or someone who's getting into watches. I think this is oftentimes a very hard step to take because there's so many watches out there from so many amazing brands, and so it's very difficult to say this is the watch I should start out with to really experience what watch collecting or owning mechanical watches is like. I'm going to preface this, I'm talking about a mechanical watch. That doesn't mean that buying a quartz watch is not something that you shouldn't consider doing. I actually think buying a quartz watch is a nice step into actually getting used to wearing something on your wrist. But you can also find quartz watches out there that can bring you a lot of enjoyment and could be considered your first watch. This is purely my opinion on what watch I think you should buy as a first-time buyer or collector, and so it's my opinion. I'm sure you have your own opinions, which is great. I really encourage you to put in the comment section what watch you would consider to be the best first watch you can buy. So put it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know that people who are maybe watching this video also might like your ideas, so be sure to put that in the comment section below. But I'm going to be talking about my pick for the first watch I suggest that you purchase. I'm not going to drone on here. The first watch I think that you should purchase as a person who's getting into watch collecting is a Swatch System51 for about 4 reasons. I'm going to go over 4 reasons why I think this is the best first watch that you can buy. This is not an exhaustive list of reasons, and also again, this is only my opinion on what I think is a great watch for you to purchase. The first main reason why I think this Swatch System51 is the best watch that you can possibly buy is the affordability of it. This watch was released in 2013. It was released in 2013 at Basel World, and the whole tagline about it was the world's first mechanical movement with entirely automated assembly. What really made this watch stand out is it was made out of 51 components, and they're basically all held together by a center pin or a center screw, and there's an automatic rotor on there. The watch has 90 hours of power reserve, and the entire movement is 100% Swiss made. So you're getting a watch that has fairly revolutionary watch assembly, but also a fairly revolutionary watch movement. Having 51 components is sort of the opposite end of what you think about when you think about mechanical watches. A lot of the times you think complications, more parts means a better watch, but that's not the case with this one. We have 51 components, hence System 51, and it's constructed entirely automatically. So you're getting a really cool sort of history about this watch, a fairly revolutionary idea, and going back to my point, this watch is fairly affordable. You can pick up a Swatch System51 anywhere from about $100 up to probably $300, depending on if it's new or used, if it's a limited edition or just a one of their staple watches that they produce. But I think affordability really hits home with this piece. When you're getting into watch collecting, a lot of the times you think you have to spend a lot of money in order to get a quality watch that you can put on your wrist and say that you've sort of started your journey on watch collecting. But I don't think that is the case. Now, $100 to $300 may be a lot of money to some people, and I completely acknowledge that. But if you think about the other options that you have with watches, with a lot of people the watches that a lot of collectors end up buying, you're looking at a much pricier watch than just $100 or $300. I think this allows you to step into the collecting world, but not get too bogged down with spending a lot of money. And let's say you don't like watches, you don't like wearing them. It's $100, $300. You can probably sell it to someone and maybe recoup some of the money that you spent on it. So the first main reason is affordability. The second main reason why I think you should buy a Swatch System51 as your first mechanical watch or first watch is this is a step into mechanical. Now, I know that the types of movements that you can get in watches can range from quartz to mechanical to manual wind, and there's definitely something to be said about experiencing all the different movement types. I've done a ton of videos on this channel talking about the different movement types and why I think that they're really, really useful to experience. But I do think mechanical movements as a whole is something you should experience if you're getting into watches. Obviously, the Swatch System51, like I mentioned before, is a mechanical movement made up of 51 components. I think it's important for you to experience what it's like wearing one of these watches, setting the time with one of these watches, and really interacting with it. I find that, personally, I really love manual wind movements because I'm able to actually interact and provide energy for the watch. Whereas automatic movements, obviously, if you move the watch itself, the rotor is going to spin and provide energy to the watch. I think that's another sort of thing that you need to experience if you are getting into watch collecting. And so I really encourage you to check out mechanical watches within sort of the watch environment. One other thing that I want to mention with this is the Swatch SISTEM51 actually has a display case back. So if you flip the watch over, there's actually a glass, the case back is actually see-through, and so you actually can see the movement and how it actually works. Obviously, this is, it's displaying this 51 component movement that Swatch has created, which I think is an important aspect of why they have it. They want to show off, what they've actually produced. But I think one of the main reasons why I really love this as well is you're able to turn this watch over and see how all of the components sort of interact with one another. Let's say you spin the rotor, you can actually see how the gears interact with how the gears interact with the spinning of the rotor. I think that's an important component for you to experience as a watch collector, to see how things interact with one another. That's something that I actually really fell in love with when I first got into watches, is to see how all of the components sort of fit into this really incredible piece of art that someone has created, or in this case was automatically created by Swatch. So I think that's another really important component of why the Swatch SISTEM51 is a great first watch. The third reason is the variety that Swatch SISTEM51 provides. I'm just going to the website here, and I see such variety in the different watches that you can buy in the Swatch SISTEM51 line. There's main watches on their main line of watches that they have. They've got limited edition pieces that they've done with specific companies like Hodinkee. But if I'm looking here, you can see I'm seeing sort of cream dials and black dials and completely blacked out watches with rubber straps and sort of blue accents with center seconds. And then I'm seeing watches with like a subdial for the seconds at 6 o'clock, a date at 3 o'clock, rubber straps, leather straps. There's so much variety here. They even have metal straps on some of these pieces as well. And so one of the things, this is a really cool one. I can see a watch that has it's completely blacked out, but it actually has part of the movement, part of the dial that's being cut away. So you can actually see the front of the movement, which I think is another really cool thing. There's a watch with a white dial and sort of green, blue, red, yellow hour markers that is really cool, and a white bezel. The variety that Swatch provides is so immense that I think that you can definitely find a watch that you're going to enjoy and kind of speaks to you. I know that individual style and individual, finding something that fits who you are is a very important part about sort of living today. So the variety that Swatch has allows you to do that. I encourage you to go to their website to check out some of the watches that they have. And if you have the opportunity to, definitely go to a Swatch boutique, because I think you can really see the crazy array of watches that the company has. And you can see them side by side and see what fits you. And as a first step into watches, I think it's important that you do that, because you want something that speaks to you. If let's say you went in and you were like, okay, I'm gonna buy, I want a Rolex Submariner to be my first watch. It's very sort of limited in the style of the piece that you're going to end up getting. Obviously different price points, but you're very sort of siloed into one design. Swatch SISTEM51 is a little bit different. The last reason why I think the Swatch SISTEM51 should be the first watch that you purchase as a watch collector or someone who's getting into watches is the ease of use of this watch and the ease of repair. Mechanical watches obviously require maintenance, and that's sort of a known fact in watch collecting. The mechanical movement is going to wear as the components are going to wear as you enjoy this piece, and so that means that maintaining that piece, is going to come into effect. Using this piece is really easy. You pull out the crown and you can basically set everything you want. It's not very difficult to wear. You put it on your wrist, you move your arm a little bit, you've got power on your watch. So I think that's one of the reasons. The other thing, sort of on the repair side of things, is being that the Swatch SISTEM51 movement is a sort of mass-produced movement. It's a lot more affordable for Swatch simply to just replace the entire movement if there's something wrong with it. So if there is something that goes wrong with your Swatch SISTEM51, All you have to do is take it to Swatch. They're going to replace the entire movement of your piece, and you'll have your watch kind of back to normal. What's really great about this is you don't have to worry about super expensive costs when it comes to repairing this piece. And for the investment that you put in, you shouldn't expect this to happen very much, but if it does, it's a very easy process for you to go through, and it shouldn't be so much of a hassle where you might end up regretting your purchase. So that is the last reason why I think this is the best watch. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my 4 reasons why I think the Swatch System51 is the best first watch for you to purchase as someone who's getting into watches or a watch collector who is wanting to build out a collection. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about my pick. I also encourage you to put your picks for the best first watch for you to buy as a watch collector, someone who's getting into watches. Let me know in the comment section below what you would pick. I know the people who are going to be watching this video are going to find your comments very useful, so please let them know what you would suggest is the first watch that you would end up purchasing. Let me know what you think about my pick and my reasons for the Swatch System51. If you are new to Life on the Wrist, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like these types of videos. You can head over to our website, lifeonthewrist.com, and you can check out some of the content we have there. We have a corresponding article for every single video we make on YouTube, so head over to the editorial section of our website, and you can see those there. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for us, it really does help us out with our YouTube analytics. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time.